Good morning, peeps. How you doing? It's Friday. It's gotta be the best day of the week, even during this pandemic. Friday is just, there's no other feeling, is there? Anyway, so Friday always has a good feeling associated with it, but today, this morning anyway, I'm feeling pressure. So I explained yesterday, I've got a few deadlines that are coming up, ending today, so I need to get things through the door, so there's pressure there. But then also I want to speak about what happens, or what do you do when you don't necessarily miss a deadline, but you miss a milestone, quite an important milestone. What do you do? Do you just panic? Do you stop? Do you give up, or do you just carry on and make up a plan B? I mean, hopefully you have a plan B already sorted, but you can't really plan for all possibilities, right? Things can pan out in a number of different ways, and you're not going to be able to tell which way it's going to go, and therefore which one you're going to need, which option is going to fit your purpose. Anyway, so the thing about these live videos, I can't pause. It's all off the cuff, and sometimes I forget what I've said already. So in case I haven't said it, welcome. You join me on the second half of my 5k slow run. So it's a bit brighter today, and also I'm using a different phone, which I think has better low light settings, so hopefully you can see me a bit better. Or maybe you just want to hear my voice while you're potentially still in bed. Hopefully it's slightly soothing. I don't know, that's what people tell me. Maybe it's not. You can tell me in the comments, is it soothing or not? It's probably not while I'm running, while I'm out of breath. Well, moderately out of breath anyway. The camera's shaking, it's jolted, so I can't imagine that being soothing. Anyway, so back to plan B's when you don't hit your milestone when you expect it to. And that happened to me literally yesterday. So on one of our clients, there's quite a few things we need to do, get ready for them and get out the door, get approvals and so on. And there was a unexpected issue from the client side, which is always a better position to be in, to be honest, when the client has an issue that's led to some sort of delay. So, but you need to support your client through it, right? So what it does mean is you back-ended your project. Instead of hitting that milestone, potentially everything that was supposed to be done at a certain time has to be done on that last day, on the last minute rush. And that last minute rush is always pressurized anyway, so you just put on more pressure. So this morning, I woke up knowing that the pressure is going to be a lot bigger than it normally is. So that's not a good feeling, but there are a couple of things that I do. So, I mean, this could happen in any part of your life. Obviously work life probably happens a lot, you know, work is work. It might happen in your personal life, it might happen during your passion project, and arguably when it happens during your passion project, it feels a lot more emotional, doesn't it? Because firstly, it's a passion project because you love it, which you absolutely love, and it's something you probably want to see succeed, and probably a dream that you're trying to fulfill. So it might feel like a bigger setback, like anything small that derails. It doesn't derail, that's a strong phrase, isn't it? But this takes you off track slightly. Could feel far worse than it is. So for me, the way I deal with such setbacks is, firstly, I eat. I know it's bad. You know, this is me about getting fit and burning 1,000 calories a day, and that's my target today. Nah, it's not. It's Friday. Come on. I don't really set myself a target on Friday. What I do, I know I'm going off track here, but I thought I'd just get it in while it's in my memory. What I do on a Friday is I have my breakfast as usual, but I usually skip lunch. So breakfast, I have to have breakfast. I mean, you need fuel for that morning, man. I mean, I have to have that breakfast and that cup of black coffee. Need to have it to keep me going. And then I usually skip lunch and then have a super early but massive feast when it comes to Friday night takeaway. So Friday night's a takeaway night for us at home. Come on, you gotta have some joys, right? During this pandemic, something to look forward to, and we always look forward to our Friday night takeaway. Yeah, that's what it's got to now. So anyway, in terms of how I initially, usually anyway, deal with it is I eat, start snacking basically. So that's what I was doing yesterday night. And the problem is I heard about this at 6 p.m, 7 p.m, something like that. Got an email through on my work phone, and I'm like, man, why did this have to happen at the 11th hour? I mean, if this happened a couple of days ago, I would have been fine. But this had to happen, and it's a major issue. So firstly, I take a breather, then I start eating and start snacking. The reason why I start snacking is because that usually means I'm doing something. So I'm working through the problem. So I was there late last night, open up a laptop and bashing through. And the thing is, I know a lot of people will be thinking right now, when they're listening to this, is what is this guy doing? Come on, everyone knows work, home, separate, work-life balance. But sometimes it's just a struggle to get that balance right, and sometimes things just need your immediate attention. It's not every day. If it was every day, then I agree, that's a big issue. You need to sort your life out and priorities out. But once in a while, you're going to have these curveballs, and it's going to need your immediate attention, but you just need to be prepared for it, right? And it happens really in any type of kind of long-term project, really. And yeah, let's call them projects. I mean, let's take, I could talk from experience here. Let's take a 20k. It might happen during the 20k. You might be going along, and it's all fine, all rosy, ticking off your mentally prepared kind of milestones. Just crossing the road here, and life is good. The run is good pace. You feel like you got plenty of energy and legs. And up ahead, you might suddenly have some torrential rain. That's what I likened this kind of issue to yesterday. You might have some torrential rain. I mean, like a monsoon style kind of pouring of rain, right? So what do? You can barely see. You're not prepared for it because it's just out of a sudden. Was it in the weather forecast? And there you are, just in your normal gear, no rainproof jacket or anything like that. What do? Do you just stop? Do you just slow right the way down to eventually just fizzle out? Or do you just persevere and just continue? I mean, it's happened to me a couple of times on my run, especially in the early days. I mean, now, sorry, there's a dog coming straight towards me. Hi. It happened to me in the early days when I started properly focusing on adding running anyway to my fitness regime in a significant way. And it happened to me a few times. I remember the first time that happened to me, and I was panicking. I was like, I can't see, I'm not prepared. What am I going to do? I'm going to slip, have an accident. Being Bengali, my mum says, you should never go out in the cold, you should never go out when it's raining and stuff. So I don't know why, but this automatic childhood memory just came flooding through. You're going to get ill when you start running. Carry on running through the torrential rain. All these negative thoughts, all these thoughts basically tell me to stop. So this essentially a fight or flight response, right, takes over, and that's what happened internally to me. And you got really one or two choices that you can think about at that time. You're not flooded with ideas. That's the problem. During that time, you don't have a massive idea. You just have two panic solutions. One is stop, fight on shelter if you can. The second is just carry on and it will get better. And you have to lie to yourself because you don't know. You don't know it's going to get better. It might get worse. Who knows? So I decided to carry on and just hope that things will get better. And it was painful. I mean, I could barely see, squinting, but I was still going. I was completely drenched. Starting to feel slightly cold, even though I was running at a relatively fast pace. My mind was on overdrive, looking and scanning the ground to make sure I wasn't going to drop and slip, or slip and drop even. But I just had to power on. I had to trick the mind and say, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. And that reminds me, actually, that's a great segue. So that reminds me of this, but I don't know if you guys are into Bollywood films. If you're not, you need to watch them. So there's a Bollywood film by one of my favourite directors. His name is Aamir Khan. He stars in the film as well. He's a kind of director, producer guy. He does like one film a year, which is not a lot for Bollywood because they do like tons of films. Each actor does tons of films a year usually. So he does one amazing film. It tends to be amazing, like 9 out of 10 times so far. Quite a good rating, isn't it? A bit like Christopher Nolan. Yeah, I liken him to the Christopher Nolan type, where you do a few films, but spend a lot of thought. And I'm sure he has an amazing kind of due diligence process when he's reviewing scripts and stuff to make sure it's going to be amazing on screen and the audience are going to connect with it. So anyway, this guy, Aamir Khan, he did this film called Three Idiots. Yeah, I know you were expecting some Bollywood name there, but luckily for you, it's an English name, so Three Idiots. And he does tell a story about something quite similar, where you have to trick the mind. I mean, he says trick the heart, but we know it's all in the mind, isn't it? So he says, you need to trick the heart and just tell it everything's going to be fine. Just carry on. Everything's going to be fine. And I kind of resonate with that, especially during some of the kind of setbacks. I mean, everyone has setbacks in life, right? So I've had tons, can't remember the number of setbacks I've had in life, but each time I've had to trick my mind. I've had to say to my mind, oi mate, don't worry, it's going to be fine. We'll get through this. We'll be together and we'll get through it. Mind and spirit and body, all one. Going to cross that line, whatever that line might be. It might be your race. It might just be your first 1 mile run. It might be your first 5k. It might be a major work project that's going to make you. Could be your dream that you're fulfilling through your passion projects, and you get that major setback. And I know when that happens during a passion project, it just feels even worse, but you just need to tell yourself it's going to be fine, because really, most of the time that's exactly what's going to happen. But the main thing is you need to give yourself, and I get back to it every time, it's that mental headspace. I mean, it's amazing, isn't it? It's like our brain's connected to everything, but yet we need to kind of train it. It's like anything, the muscle, isn't it? So you need to train its responses it has to certain external events, right? So that's what I'd recommend, and that's what I did yesterday. So yeah, I started snacking. That snacking was something that I just do just as a habit, but it just gives me time to focus. So I had a plan already, because I've come across this several times now in my working life, and I know exactly what to do. So I guess it just comes down to just carrying out the task. It's not an easy task. It's not one that I like doing, but it needs to be done because it's just something that needs to be done by a certain person sometimes. So I just carry on, I snack and just get it done, and luckily I managed to get it done. I wouldn't say I got it done at a reasonable hour, So I'm quite tired today, this morning, but I got it done, which means this morning, even though I still got some stuff to do on that client, for the rest of them, you know, I know it's going to be plain sailing, fingers crossed, famous last words, eh? But it should be. If it's like a normal Friday during that busy period, then it should just be downhill from here. So it's just like your marathon, you know, or your 20k. Well, I've done 20k. I've done a marathon yet, so I can speak for 20k, but it's just like for your 20k, sometimes you're going to have that big hill, and probably it's going to be right at the end. You know, do you just give up and walk, or do you just, slow down and just focus on that task? Don't worry about the rest of it, because you've probably got another, 5k left, which, you know, by that point at 15k, your legs are a bit tired, mentally a bit strained. So, you know, you just need to, again, trick your mind saying, it's going to be fine. The main thing is, don't worry about the finish line, whatever that is or whatever it looks like. Just get this task done. If you can get this task done, that in itself is an achievement. And that's what I have to tell myself. Get that immediate task done, completed, out the door, and then everything else is a bonus. But anyway, guys, that's my update. This has been pretty much the second half of my 5k. It's beautiful. The sun's coming out. It's getting bright now. Got the river on my left this time. It's a bit swollen. I won't show you because there's no point. I won't be able to see it. Hopefully you can hear it though. But anyway, guys, peace out and keep moving. Have a good weekend.